Right. So from the title, I'm sure you'll probably be wondering. Not many people are aware of this kind of technology, and it's been happening. It's been in use for quite a while. One of the videos I featured was actually published in 2014 on YouTube in February, and so that means this is 2021. That's about 7 years, isn't it? And the other two videos, again, at least five. Okay, this one is in 2018. That's more recent, but again, that's about 4 years. And you've got videos from 9 years ago, which is about how to perform cannulation procedure on a cow, which is that is a bit of a much longer video. I think it's about 25 minutes long. I'm just going to show you highlights from it, just to let you see how the vet doctors do it. So, but the main one I'm focusing on is where the one you see, and as I'm talking, you see on your screen the farmer dipping his hand into the hole in the side of the cow. Okay, the dairy cow, and it's called a cannula. That hole is called a cannula. So the process of drilling that hole in the cow stomach is called cannulation. So there was one of the videos which is how to perform cannulation, all right, procedure on a cow. Okay, then there's another video that just talks about it, the fact that it's being done, the practice, and why it was done and all that. So I'm just going to talk through it a little bit, but I'm going to show you clips that you can listen to as well. One of the clips, and you listen to an extract from it.
Drilled holes in the stomachs of cows for a strange reason. Since cattle are so precious to the Swiss, they need to make sure that the cows are healthy. They've come up with a simple, harmless way to do this. When a cow can't digest its food properly, it can result in serious stomach issues. In very serious cases, the cow can even die. This is why scientists came up with this strange but effective method of keeping track of the cow's digestive process. The cow has 4 chambers in the stomach. The rumen chamber is the most important chamber when it comes to digestion. That's the place where the microbes break down the food if the cow is unable to do so. If the cow is struggling with digestion, the farmers have found a way to help. They're putting holes into the cow's stomachs so that they can transplant the bacteria and fungi if the cow is not able to. Also, this will help the farmers figure out if the cow is healthy and that they're getting proper nutrition. Scientists have devised a technique that farmers have approved of. The cows are surgically fitted with a cannula, which is a porthole opening that gives the farmers and the vets direct access to the first chamber of the cow's stomach. This gives the farmers a chance to do research on the cow's digestive process. After the cannula has been implanted and the cow has fully recovered, the farmers and the vets can monitor the digestive process. That will give them a chance to create a better diet for cows who are struggling with digestion. If something doesn't seem to be working for the cow, the farmer can make the necessary adjustments, helping the cow digest its food better. It's not only good for the cow's health, it will also help the cow feel more comfortable. The holes make it possible for the cow's caregivers to evaluate digestion so that they can give the cows the best food. As scary as it looks for a cow to have a hole in its stomach, it's actually a very safe procedure, and it doesn't hurt the cows at all. In fact, the cannulas will make the cow healthier. The cow's caregivers will be able to see exactly what is in the cow's stomachs, improving their overall health.
And basically what's happened is I'm talking about this because it gives a practical example for my own farm CEOs, the farm business owners I relate with, both locally and internationally, in and out of Africa. I keep preaching to them that, and I've written several articles on this, that they need to get involved in doing R&D on their own farm. They themselves should actually become people that are actively involved in coming up with solutions for themselves by experimenting on their own farms. And I've given several examples. Now some of my farmers are doing that with black soldier fly. They're doing trials with black soldier fly. They're rearing. They're beginning to consider drying the black soldier fly larva and turning it into meal and then feeding it a certain percentage inclusion levels in feed. So it's happening, but it could happen a lot more. So I have, for instance, a client who's a professor. I've spoken to him about this, and I told him one of the reasons I'm interested in supporting him with the brand is because he is a person that's a very hands-on person and can help farmers, all right? Because he's a professor of agricultural extension and he's very knowledgeable, very hands-on, very accomplished internationally. So I believe that by linking him up with my own farm business owners, he can guide them to do better in terms of what I'm talking about, which is doing a lot of on-farm research and development, right? So there should be partnership with scientists by farmers. That's what the guys in Switzerland are doing. These videos you're seeing are based on what's happening mainly in Switzerland, where they've chosen to kind of take feeding of their cows to the next level. So they think that they looked at the fact that sometimes cows, cows and other livestock can die if they do not, particularly the ruminants, if they are not able to digest the food properly that they are being given. Some of them are being given concentrates, and it doesn't digest well. It could lead to things like bloat that could lead to death. And the farmers are trying to be proactive by creating a system that enables them to kind of monitor what's happening in the stomach of the ruminant and take proactive action to prevent damage and instead facilitate the digestive process. Doing that will make sure the cow stays healthy, but in addition will also become more productive for a longer period of time, because health-wise it will do better. Cows that have not been able to get such support or such help under intensive rearing conditions have ended up dying. Even when they were in the field, if they have problem with digestion and they're not able to get the right mix of ingredients to consume, it can lead to them actually having intestinal problems and they die. So ultimately, this is in the best interest health-wise of the cow, and also in the long run, by implication, the best interest of the farm business owner as well, because the cow will then do better, produce more milk and all of that. All right, but then of course, as you can imagine, there are people, for instance, in one of the issues, they mentioned people called this activists called the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, and they have taken issues with by the time the thing was announced, after some time that the practice was on, and it was announced to the journalists by the scientists, they picked up and said the animals could be going through some pain and all that. I looking at it, feel that, man, there must be some pain involved in this, but according to the farmers and the scientists, there's no pain, or minimal pain anyway. And that's at the initial stages when the cannulation is done and when they are healing up. Subsequently, we're told that it's normal. And when you do think about some people there's a woman, for instance, that's known, her videos have been viral on the web for some time. She actually goes around with, is it a woman? Yeah, a woman. She carried her heart in a bag, in a backpack on her back. There are people like that. They are going around with things that are connecting to the body and taking out fluids from their body, because they are the ones in their body, the organs in their body are not functioning normally. So we do know that it's possible for animals and humans to move around with objects kind of connected to their body that are foreign objects. So I believe that, given the fact that the practice has so far seemed to confirm the claims of the scientists and the farmers that the surgery is harmless, life expectancy is not shortened, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks for the animal to recover. And during that period is given protection by way of sprays that are fly repellents to prevent flies from depositing eggs if it's in the summer over there. There is anesthetic that's given to the animal to minimize pain when the operation is done. Afterwards, they're giving drugs, antibiotics, and all of that. Or even during the process, they're giving antibiotics. So there's no risk and there's minimal discomfort to the animals. But the result they achieve is that the cows digest food better. If they digest food better, that means they are able to convert more of the food into milk, which is what the dairy cattle are for. All right. And then the farmer, if the cow is not digesting food properly, when they check, as you can see in the video at the back, you see that process being repeated. Then the farmer changes diet of the animal accordingly to ensure that digestion occurs the way it should, in a smooth manner, and ultimately that gives the cow less discomfort or even zero discomfort, and leads to better performance on the whole. So for me, getting fitted with the cannula in their stomach may not look nice to all the humans, but the animals seem to be doing well. They don't seem to have deteriorated health or performance output. And I'm just saying that farmers in other parts of the world, in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, can look at, of course, we're not talking about cows now. In our case, in many cases, many of us may not be able to do this kind of thing. The technology, I'm sure, is expensive. But there are other ways we can also collaborate with scientists. That's the point I'm trying to make here. And this is an example of the fact that shows that it's possible. In our part of the world, all we have to do then look at is, what are the things we need help with as farmers? Now, where can the scientists come in? Okay, then the scientists themselves, what are the areas that you see that farmers need help? How can you kind of sell this idea to them using this kind of case study as an example? All right, and tell them, look, we can actually come on board and work with you on this, and you do it on your farm, and you give us feedback as you do it on a daily basis, rather than us having this laboratory experiments that are off farm, that don't necessarily mimic your circumstances as accurately as is necessary for us to get a reliable result. Ultimately, if we begin to have industry interacting more closely with academia, then we can take the learnings from academia and apply them more successfully to industrial practice, and get more profitable outcomes, from the business models of the businesses we're running on farms. So that's the goal here. And like I said, I've said this before. I'm sure you'll be able to see one or two slides from the articles I've written about this on. So if you find this interesting, then of course please share it. And more importantly, if you need help making use of the ideas I've mentioned, you can reach out to me. Maybe I could suggest some things. I call myself an ideas generator. There may just be something I may be able to tell you, or point out to you, or find out for you, to help you achieve your goal as a farm business owner, or even as a scientist who's looking to connect with farmers. All right. I hope you found this useful. I wish you well.